Give me the worst neighborhood you know, sir, in New York City. What's the worst neighborhood you think?
South Bronx.
South Bronx? What about you?
I don't really know much about
You don't know about,
bad
okay.
neighborhoods, yeah.
What do you think?
I think like the same thing, South Bronx.
South Bronx is bad, right?
Yeah.
And who lives in the South Bronx? Is it white people? It's mostly white people that live in the South Bronx?
Yeah. Mostly some, but more black people.
Majority is our people, right? Blacks and Hispanic people that live in the South Bronx, right?
Right.
Are you afraid of white people when you walk to the South Bronx? Who are you afraid of? People who look like you, right? That's a curse. That's a curse. That's us as a people, whereas if a Chinese man goes somewhere and sees another Chinese, he's happy. But us now, we walk, watch this guy, I don't know him. We have to be careful. We're cautious when we see each other at night. That's a curse.
I know it, yeah.
You love God. You love God?
I'm in Benjamin.
You love God?
Yeah.
So now, the question was, if we all say we love God, how do we love God?
Respect it?
Huh? Respect you. Is that your son?
Yeah.
Okay. How did your son love you? How did your son show you that he loves you?
Respect it.
Respect you meaning do what?
Whatever I say.
Exactly. So that's what we're going over in the Bible. Now what did God say? For instance, what's today?
Today?
Yeah, what's today?
Saturday.
Meaning what?
A day of the week.
Huh?
A day of the week.
Hold that. Let me show you what today is. Give me that Exodus 20. Let's see what today is. Because remember we said how we love God is by doing what he told us to do. So today, according to the Bible, is a special day. But a lot of our people don't know that. Read that real quick.
Exodus 20, verse 8.
Bring it out.
Remember the Sabbath day.
So you heard that, right? The 10 Commandments. Remember the Sabbath day, right? Read.
To keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor.
So 6 days you're going to labor.
And do all thy work. But the seventh day.
But which day?
The seventh day.
What's the seventh day of the week?
Saturday?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Remember, Sunday is the first day of the week.
It is?
Sunday. You got your phone? Pull up your calendar on the phone. Sunday is the first day of the week.
Yeah.
We always think Monday. Why? Because Monday is the first day of the business week. Right? 5 business days. But Sunday is the first day of the week. So that means Saturday is the 7th day. Saturday, how do you say Saturday in Spanish? Anybody know? Sabado. Meaning what? Sabbath day. Right. Saturday is the Sabbath day. That's right. So God said we're supposed to keep the Sabbath day holy, meaning what? No working, no buying, no selling, no cooking. That's what God has always said.
That's right. Meeting.
Huh?
Where you got? Oh, you got it.
We got a school on the back. It's on the back. Oh, Soldier Joel. Show him where the school is. Right? So now Nicholas and my brother right here, right? We're going over how we love God, right? God requires us as a people to keep his laws. For instance, where do you see yourself on the sign? Where your father from? Judah, right? American blacks. Your forefathers, ancestors came over here by the transatlantic slave trade, right? Yeah, right? So now, we're going over already, but I want you to hear this real quick. Because now, let me ask you a question. What's your name, sir? Clay?
Clay.
Okay, I'm off Neil. Who are the Jews? Who have you been told are the Jews today? Or the Israelites?
People from Israel. That's how I know.
That come from that land right there. The people that wear black suits with the little curls and the hats. Those people, right? So let's see what God says. He said he's going to tell you, he's going to show you who the Israelites are. Read that real quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
So now Moses is speaking to the children of Israel when they came out of Egypt. Because remember, here's another hint. Moses took the children of Israel out of where? Egypt. Egypt is where? Africa. What color were the Egyptians? Black. Moses passed for Pharaoh's grandson. Right. So what color was Moses then?
Black.
Had to be black. So then what color were his people? Black people. They trick us with, they take away our common sense and they put it on TV that, oh, he looks like Charleston Heston, right? He's a white man. Because I'm white and I say he's white, he's got to be white. So Moses was an Israelite, Jesus Christ was an Israelite. Right. So now, read that real quick, verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Now this is what Moses said to the children of Israel when they came out of Egypt.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Which they didn't do, read.
That all these curses,
So Moses said, if you don't listen to God, Israel, which they didn't, all these curses are going to come upon you, read. Now jump to verse 68. Let's see one of the curses. Let's see a big one, and you tell me who this happened to.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
So hold on. The Lord will bring you into Egypt. Egypt means, it's synonymous with bondage. So the word Egypt means bondage or slavery. So God said, I will bring you into Egypt again as a nation. Remember, Israel, when they came out of Egypt under Moses, they never went back in as a nation. So now he said he's going to bring us into Egypt again. How?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
So who went into bondage in ships? What nation on earth is world renowned? No matter if you go to China, no matter if you go to Japan, if you go to Russia, if you go to South Africa, who is known as the people who went into slavery on ships? Us. This is written in the Bible. There's only one nation of people who are known for going into slavery on ships. That is us. Read it again.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt
Bondage. Again.
With ships.
With ships. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Meaning the same way I'm telling you it's going to happen, that's how it's going to happen. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Meaning your homeland you will never see again. Majority of our people haven't even been out of this country. We've never seen our homeland again. What lands have we seen? America, Jamaica, Trinidad, South America. Those are the lands we've seen as a people. We've never been to Jerusalem. They won't even let us in. We need a passport to go to the land that we descend from. But they don't. Jewish people, if you say your mother or your grandmother is Jewish, they let you in. But us, they say, what are you coming here for? How long are you staying? When are you leaving? But it's our land. It's our land. Jerusalem is in Africa. It's on the continent of Africa. It is our land.
That's right. Bring it out.
Read.
And there you shall be sold unto...
Wait a minute. Let's further prove who these people are. Because the man that walks around Brooklyn saying that he's Jewish with the curls, did his people ever go into slavery on ships? But God said that's what's going to happen to the children of Israel. So how could he be a Jew if his ancestors never went into slavery? These are questions they can't answer. If you ask them that, they run down the street. Read that part again.
And there.
That's where my father was from.
Cape Verde? Right. Okay, Cape Verde. There's plenty of history on Cape Verde.
I
Read.
didn't know it.
And there you shall be sold.
And when we got off those slave ships, it said we should be sold. Sold. Look what's going on here. Okay, this one. It said, you shall be what?
And there you shall be sold.
And there you shall be sold. To who?
Unto your enemies.
Unto your enemies. Look at this here. What does that say? Cash. For what? Men and women and children. Negroes for sale. That's our history. That is our history. Whether we, now, you know what? A lot of our people don't like to talk about it. They say it was a long time ago. But guess what? Slavery happened to us. And it's part of the reason that we are the way we are today.
That's right.
We have to acknowledge it. We got brothers gunning each other down on the corner. Didn't a brother just get murdered right here? Shot in the head right here? A young man? This is what we're known for. Drugs, where? In our communities. Prostitution, where? In our communities. Murder, where? In our communities. This is what we're known for. We are destroyed as a people. We got to acknowledge that. We are destroyed as a people. How come the Chinese man doesn't have to worry about gang violence in his neighborhood?
Bring it out.
How come the Arab man does not have to worry about crack being sold to his children when they go outside? How come the East Indian man doesn't have to worry about his children being recruited into gangs? Read that. And there you shall be what?
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
You will be sold unto who?
For your enemies.
So who bought us? Who bought us in slavery? Our enemies.
Man,
but now we say that's our friends. That was a long time ago. They're not that bad. He's not that bad. He's pretty good. God said, this is what God said, not me. To hell with what I think. This is what God said. God said we would be sold to who?
Unto your enemies.
For what?
For bondmen.
Slave men.
And bondwomen.
And slave women. Read.
And no man shall buy thee.
And no man will rescue you. Marcus Garvey tried. He failed.
Right.
Malcolm X tried, he failed.
Right.
Toussaint Louverture tried, he failed.
Right. Right.
Nat Turner tried, he failed.
Right.
Right? Gabriel Prosser tried, he failed.
Right.
We have many, Martin Luther King tried, he failed.
Bring it out.
Many men have stepped up, even women. Sojourner Truth, right? Harriet Tubman, they tried and failed. Why? Because God did this to us for disobedience. And it's evident today because we still, as a people, do not want to obey God. That's why the first question I asked was, how do we show that we love God? How do we show that we respect God? How do we serve God? Because God did this to us. No man, understand, this has to be divine intervention. Look at the conditions of our people, right? In our neighborhoods. Give me the worst neighborhood you know, sir, in New York City. What's the worst neighborhood you think?
South Bronx.
South Bronx? What about you?
I don't really know much about
You don't know about,
bad
okay.
neighborhoods, yeah.
What do you think?
I think like the same thing, South Bronx.
South Bronx is bad, right?
Yeah.
And who lives in the South Bronx? Is it white people? It's mostly white people that live in the South Bronx?
Yeah.
You say yeah?
Mostly. Yeah, mostly some. But more black people though.
Majority is our people, right? Blacks and Hispanic people that live in the South Bronx, right?
Right.
Are you afraid of white people when you walk to the South Bronx? Who are you afraid of? People who look like you, right? That's a curse. That's a curse. That's us as a people, whereas if a Chinese man goes somewhere and sees another Chinese, he's happy. But us now, we walk, let me watch this thing, I don't know him. We have to be careful, we're cautious when we see each other at night. That's a curse. That's a curse. That's something that happened to us as a people, right? So now, let's get back to, you finished on that?
Yes, sir.
Now go back to, so we're talking about how we serve God, right? And I said today is the Sabbath day. Today is the Lord's Sabbath. It's a day of rest. Every Saturday from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is the Sabbath. You can look it up in the dictionary. It says Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. It's always been known. But the church says now, oh, come and worship on Sunday. But don't they buy on Sunday? Don't they cook on Sunday? So they're not really keeping the Sabbath day. They say we don't have to do it anymore. That's a lie. That's a lie our people have been told, that we don't have to keep the laws of God anymore. But we do have to keep the laws of God. That's the only way us as a people are going to be redeemed. That's the only way. Now for you, Nicholas, real quick, Hebrews 10:25. And I want you young men to listen to this as well.
Bring it out.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25.
Bring it out.
Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together.
That's why I asked, I said, you know we have a school. You say you didn't know, but now you know. We meet here, we meet up at the school every Saturday. Our brothers, the men, the women, and the children. As families, right? We go and we meet, and guess what we do? We sit and we read the scriptures. We have class, we learn about our heritage. Why did I say that? Hold that real quick. Give me Sirach, give me 17 and verse 11. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 17, verse 11.
That's right. Bring it
All
out.
right? Now, I want you to keep this in mind.
Bring it out.
Sirach chapter 17, verse 11.
Bring it out.
Beside this, he gave them knowledge.
So Moses gave us, the Lord gave us knowledge, read.
And the law of life for inheritance.
And the law of life. The Bible is the book of the law of life.
That's
This is
right.
how we're supposed to live. That's why they say what? B-I-B-L-E, basic instruction before leaving earth, right? As they call it. But the Bible is a book of instructions. So he said God gave us the law of what? Read.
Sirach chapter 17, verse 11. Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for inheritance.
The law of life is our heritage.
That's
The
right.
Sabbath day is our heritage.
Right.
Passover is our heritage. Okay? Hanukkah, or the Feast of Dedication, is our heritage. This is our heritage. Fringes is our heritage. The dietary law, not eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, that's our heritage. But it was stripped from us. And how? Here, in slavery. They said you guys were 3/5 of a human being when we found you. You guys were monkeys swinging from trees, but that wasn't true.
Right.
That was not true. We taught them a lot. But they took it from us and turned around and said, you guys don't know anything. Because why? When you're an older man, when we were in slavery, what's the number one thing that was illegal for a black man to do? And I want you to help me instruct these younger men. What was illegal for a black man to do during slavery?
white woman, man.
That, well, obviously you're a slave, but what else? What's a big thing that if they found you doing it, you were in big trouble? Say that again for these young men. Reading. Reading was illegal for us. Not that long ago. Not much more than 100 years ago. It was illegal for us to read. It's 2022 now. In the 1800s, it was illegal for us to read. If they found you with a book in your hand, you were brutally murdered.
Right.
Brutally murdered. That's our history. Did you know that? See, that's what I'm saying. They're not teaching these things in school anymore. They took it all out. Before they were watering it down before, but now they're not teaching it at all. They don't teach slavery at all. These young men don't know their history. That's why you young men have to learn. It was illegal for black men to read, for black people to read. And what was the one thing we're going to read? The Bible. They said, you don't need to read this. I'll read it to you. I'll tell you what you need to know. And that's the same thing that you guys are learning in the churches. It's lies. It's lies. Because when you read it for yourself, it doesn't add up. It does not add up. They say, oh, well, God loves everybody, right? But that's not what the Bible says.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.